well they should. One thing that means a lot to me, and that is keep your eye on the prize. Hold on, hold on.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
I feel like things
Repeat it.
Keep your eyes on the prize.
Hold on.
Hold on.
Thank you.
That is actually a song by Honey Pie, who's, you can get it on YouTube, called I Am Prize.
I'm just reflecting on what a lot of you said. Zara, sorry, forget your name. Kyle and everybody on the panel. The tension between building really good relationships between people on a small scale and the actual urgent need for change for a lot of people. I think it's just such a fundamental question. So when Cal was talking about like a bubble, and when you're talking how do you spend struggles to like an anti-racist movement, I'm just sharing. I don't have an answer. I don't know what other people think about that. As a white person, just thinking of my own ongoing process, thinking how that came about over years and years, a lot of learning from Indigenous peoples, people of color, loved ones, mentors. It's just so complicated to do, like you said, to learn to really listen to each other. Not very religious, but that's the thing that I really appreciate from in faith, is that it's basically calling for radical love, so listening to other people. And I feel like we're talking about Trump, for example, it's like we're in a world now that's like beyond argument, right? It's not rational anymore. It's not discussion. It's who's gonna, I don't know, I have a background in law, so it's like, who's gonna win? Who's gonna invoke the legal principle that's gonna make them win? It's not even about justice anymore. So I don't know if you guys are in a bubble or like an incubator.
I love that.
To like send people out into the world, but the question of like, how do we make it happen in a timely way is really critical to the
Wow.
To Sarah next. Sarah,
Thank
ready?
you.
Yep.
Thank you.
I love that.
And yes, I'm totally okay with being recorded. First of all, I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name, or if I did, refresh my memory. Yeah, Nellie. Nellie? Yeah, sorry, I'm bad with names as well as the hearing stuff. I love what you said about them being an incubator. I hope so. That would be, and I think we need more incubators. I wanted to go back to, I'm glad you went there, to sort of the bubble comment. First of all, parenthetically, the person over there, and I'm sorry I forgot your name, who said that, like, we need to address issues of economic justice as well as just talking about how our religions all teach us to love one another. Absolutely, definitely. But that being said, it sounds like community of living traditions really tries to do that, and from what I've seen, the best interfaith social justice work does. But I wanted to go back to the bubble comment. I think the problem is doing it in a timely fashion, because what I got out of what you guys were saying is that building this kind of community, or building a situation in which people of different faiths or different any kind of traditions can actually live together in peace, and in not just peace in the absence of violence, but real peace, is hard work. It seems to me that you guys have put, years of work into building that incubator, bubble, safe space where you can have those tough conversations and know that you're having those tough conversations in a place that is safe, and where you won't be torn down just because you don't agree, and where even when you don't agree, you will be loved and supported and respected. And I think that to me seems like the real key, is how, because we have to have those tough conversations. They can't be avoided. They're scary, especially if you're not confident that you're in a safe space. Those tough conversations can be really scary, even when you really know they need to happen. So I think, to me, maybe the question is, how can we build more of those safe spaces where we can have those really tough conversations about, you know, economic justice, about traditions that don't necessarily, at first glance, seem to have much in common, but maybe they do, and the only way we'll find out is to get to know each other. You know, how can we build, I guess, how can we build more incubators, you know, more, because those conversations aren't gonna happen unless people, my sense is, those conversations aren't gonna happen unless people feel that they're in a safe space where they can happen. So how can we build more of those safe spaces in our communities, in our communities, in our neighborhoods, in our cities, wherever we can, and then just let them, I hate to say it because I know we're all worried about sort of the time factor, but then just let the process take the time that it's gonna take to build those relationships and do the hard work. And I think, maybe there's a tendency to sort of wanna skip, I'm not in center, community living traditions, you guys don't seem to have this problem, but, you know, in a lot of the world, to want to skip the hard work and get straight to the part where we're all cool with each other. I don't think it works that way. Anyway, yeah, more incubators. Oh, I wanted to share one other thing because this podcast absolutely changed my life. And it's very much on topic. It's a podcast called This Week in Heresy. And yeah, it's